Hello aspirants and welcome again to Legacy IAS Academy. In this lecture, we will be discussing about a massive layoff that has been done by TCS. So TCS has laid off more than 12,000 employees. We will understand what is the reason behind that. Is artificial intelligence the reason behind that, or there are other reasons as well, is what we are going to discuss, and what this event or what this step holds for the future. What possibilities can we expect in the future in general for the world and specifically for India? So what is the news all about? The news is about TCS's announcement with respect to laying off 2% of its workforce. So 2% of TCS's workforce is approximately 12,000 employees. Now, primarily, they have laid off the mid and the senior level employees. Yes, they have laid off the mid and the senior level employees. We'll understand why also this is important, right? Because see, what happens is when you want to, if it's a big organization and you want to cut cost, you don't generally fire the lower level employees. You rather fire the senior level. Why is that so? That is because, let's say there are 1,000 managers taking care of 10,000 employees under them. So each person has around 10 employees. You directly fire 500 people, still you will have only 500 people, managers left, who can cater to these 10,000 employees. All they'll have to do is, instead of managing 10 people, you now manage 20 people. But at the lower level, the task that these employees are doing, they are not doing the managerial task, they are doing the execution task. So cutting them would lower the production that you are creating, whereas there can be more efficient management that could be done. So this could be one possible reason. However, on the flip side, when artificial intelligence is now coming up and becoming more and more popular, it is bound to take the entry level jobs first. So here they have not fired the entry level people, or at a lower level people, right? They have fired a mid to senior level, which indicates that possibly AI may not be the reason, but it can still be the reason. We'll see why. That is because you may not be firing entry level. The thing is, you may not even hire them in the first place, because entry level means what? Hiring. So hiring has also gone down. So AI impact is definitely there. There's no doubt about it. But we will take up what TCS has to say about it as well. Now, why this is important? Now, this is important because it is the first major IT layoff by TCS. It's the first major one that TCS has done, and it raises fears with respect to US-style tech layoffs in India. In US also there have been huge amount of layoffs. It raises the fear that that will happen in India as well, and probably it is the last nail in the coffin with respect to job security. Is that the case? Is what we'll also have to see. Now, before we move ahead, an important announcement with respect to the new batches that are starting from 9th and 11th August. Right, from 9th August regular batches, 11th August weekend batches are starting. If you enroll with us, of course, you will be guided by the prestigious faculties of Legacy IAS Academy. The advantage that you get are many. Some of them are listed below with respect to one-on-one mentorship and doubt solving by the same faculties that you saw over there, regular interactions, daily answer writing practice, and the batch size will be just 40 students. That's it. You will be given test series for prelims and mains. In addition to all of that, you will get 360-degree approach for current affairs. What does that mean? It means that current affairs for prelims, mains, both would be covered comprehensively. In fact, one entire day will be given to only current affairs live classes. So if you want to enroll, you can download our new app. The provision for enrollment is there as well. At the same time, you might you can go and call this number or log on to our website, that is www.legacyIAS.com. Let's continue with our news. So what is the reason for this? Is AI the reason for this? Is protectionism the reason for this, or the global demand slump? Now, it does point to an extent the AI, artificial intelligence reason. How? So how is AI disruption the reason over there? because with AI it is obvious that the automation of entry level coding and support would be done, so entry level jobs will be taken away, right? So AI is definitely there. If we talk about generative AI tools, they are reducing the manpowers that is needed. Now this generative AI is able to develop on its own self, become better and better with case studies, etc. So it is also there to reduce the manpower. However, at the same time, there are certain global factors as well. If you talk about specifically with respect to US, huge amount of tariffs, protectionism, as well as the case with Europe also, they are adopting protectionism. Protectionism means we will hire our own people, we will not hire you, or we will not import things, we will produce it in our own country. So the jobs that are there for other peoples throughout the world in different companies may go down because of this. Plus there is economic slowdown post COVID. The Western world is growing at a very slow pace of 0.2, 0.5 or 1.2 percentage. The global world has slowed down altogether. Of course, still the Asian countries are growing faster, but the global world in general has slowed down. Now, what are the trends of Indian IT workforce? So if you look at it from 2015 to 25, there is a huge boom. Look at the numbers. From 3.2 lakh, TCS went to 6.13 lakh, almost doubled in 1 decade. So this is what has happened. However, now they are cutting down. So focus is diversity, digitization and global reach. That was their focus, for which they increased. But now with the artificial intelligence, it is now cutting down. If you look at Infosys, now Infosys also from 1.76 in again 2015, it came to 3.2 lakh, 3 lakhs. That is again over 80% of growth which they have achieved. They have peaked in 2023. That is why a correction in 2024. So the peak was in 2023 of 3.43 lakh employees. Correction means you might have hired a lot, so you don't need them, and so you correct yourself. However, here they are still hiring fresh graduates, but at the same time trying to adopt to AI era. So this hiring may go down for Infosys as well. Now the question is, if these layoffs are these structural shift by the companies or just a temporary blip? Now prima facie, of course, it looks like a structural shift because of artificial intelligence. It is very difficult to make a case of temporary blip. Of course, temporary blip could be due to the global slowdown, protectionism, etc. But do you think that many jobs and more will be coming back? No, of course, slowdown is there. It just means that basically because slowdown is there, you might be laying off more. If not, you would have laid off less, but still artificial intelligence remains the reason. So structural because artificial intelligence led efficiency. High efficiency is provided by artificial intelligence, so why not have them? Shift from people based to outcome based. At the same time, the very important thing, the bench strength is now being replaced. There is a concept of benching in IT industry. If you have, let's say, 1,000 people, you might have 100 people on the bench. Why do you keep people on the bench? Because in IT, these companies take projects from different other companies. So at some times you may have high number of projects, at certain times the projects may not be there. When the projects are not there, you are not fired, you are kept on bench, given half or less the salary than what you actually earn. Why you are not fired? Because then you'll have to hire again. And hiring also costs money. At the same time, when huge number of projects come and you don't have people, you might not even get the project. So you have to keep a buffer or basically strong bench in order to cater to those requirements. Now this bench trend is now going to go away, because if any further project requirement comes, they will reallocate the resources in a manner that instead of 100 people managing, or let's say 10 people managing projects, there will be 6 people plus AI, the help of AI, 5 people with the help of AI. So all those could be basically managed, as a result of which the bench strength would be replaced. However, there are certain things which point out that it might be temporary, because it could be a rebound with digital services. What does this mean? This means that with artificial intelligence coming in, though these jobs might be lost, but there could be a rebound because new jobs might be created for artificial ethics, quantum computing, cyber security, and all will be a higher requirement now. So there can be a rebound. At the same time, when you talk about India, India has its cost advantage, means Indian labor is cheap, as a result of which it's the other countries who might face the flag first. Indians might still be to some extent more resilient as compared to others, but of course, gradually the transition may happen, and then no one might be spared in this scenario. So what should be the solution here? Solution here could be to keep on upgrading, keep on updating yourself with respect to the new kind of jobs that might be available. That could be the way forward. Thank you.